Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about our curriculum hits and misses for our school year. Hi, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Shardae. I'm a homeschool mom to 5 children. Their ages are 10, 7, 5, and then I have 2-year-old twins, and they've just completed their 4th grade, 1st grade, and pre-K years. So next year we'll be rolling into me having a 5th grader, a 2nd grader, and a kindergartner with 2 toddlers in tow. I'm not nervous at all. So I'm going to go ahead and just talk about all of our curriculum hits and misses. And just before we even get into this video, they're more like didn't go with our schedule type things, but I don't really have any misses. And most of these curriculums you'll see in my curriculum picks. So there's no particular order, and so I'll start here. So I bought this for my daughter, my 4th grader. We don't have one of those analog clocks like just in the house. And so I thought it would be good for her to practice. And our math curriculum, which you'll see, I got a little nervous because I thought, they don't do like a lot of clock stuff, but they do. And they've even started doing like time passed or how much time is left. So they're doing like some addition and subtraction with it. And I may have bought this a little bit too soon, but also we don't have one of these clocks. So it's just good for her to practice. So she was doing the Mammoth skills. I ended up doing that so that our schedule got a little changed up and I wasn't able to work with her every day. So instead of doing her math with her, sometimes she would just do the review. That way I wouldn't necessarily have to be it wouldn't have to be like a teacher intensive day. But we laid that to the side and I just let her work on this for a little bit. So this was for days that I wasn't specifically working with her. Then our science that we all did together was zoology. We've made it halfway through this. This is a total hit. Even my preschooler, he enjoyed all the activities. So if you're a homeschool who really likes all the activities, all the kits and stuff, this is it. We purchased the kit from, I forget, but we got all the things. That way I wouldn't have to go around looking for parts of the kit. We finished Who is God? We did not use this as much as I thought we would. We did the Audible on Hoopla, and then I had them read along with the actual textbook. I'm trying to think if we used this at all. We used it in the beginning, and then we tapered off from using this. So what I did for the next one is Who Am I? I didn't even purchase this right here because the questions are in the book, and we use those for discussion. So this was a hit. Also, I want to add that there is some like apologetics woven into it, and I really enjoyed that about this curriculum. As for History, Odyssey, Ancients, you'll see a theme here. We started out doing all the things, but what happened was it was just a schedule. So we made it halfway through here, but I did have to alter it to just doing I'll show you guys. I'll take out a page for you. We pretty much didn't even use Story of the World. I just went down here to find a picture book, and that's what I read for that particular lesson. So I guess to sum it up, it was a hit, but I had to, we weren't able to do all the things. The next thing is handwriting. So I only have one, I think. I don't think I gathered all the kids. But my daughter did level 3, which was an introduction to cursive. My son did level 1. And then my pre-K'er did the Book of Doodles. It's handwriting. I don't think you could go wrong with handwriting. There are some competing views of, is this a good handwriting curriculum or not? I mean, it's handwriting. Is her handwriting the best? No, we're still working on it. But I thought that this was a great hands-off approach to cursive for me and the way my house is. Okay, so from phonics to reading, this is the teacher's edition. My son has the student book downstairs. I'm not bringing it upstairs, but this is a hit. As you guys know, I use all of them. How far is he on into this? He's on lesson 24, and so we have 5 more, pretty much. We have 6 more. He just finished lesson 24, so we're going to start lesson 25. He has 6 more lessons, which means about 6 weeks, but because we could homeschool 4 days a week, it's probably more like going to be 7 weeks. So he'll work on this through the summer so that we can start the red book. I'm hoping sometime in July/August, which is when we're going to probably start the new school year anyway. So he kind of has a little bit of summer school to do. The mistake I made with this is that he did not know... he knew half of his letters sounds. Yes, this particular child knew half of his letter sounds and could identify half of his letters. I think I should have spent more time in his previous reading curriculum, which was Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons. We stopped at lesson 30, if I'm not mistaken. But my next child, the kindergarten, the one that started kindergarten next year, I'm going to start him off with this, but I feel more confident in starting with this with him because he's on lesson 60 in Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons. And so he knows, he even knows some phonograms. So I feel like this is just going to go quicker for him. My daughter is finishing this up. Towards the middle of the school year, I think it was because her reading got better. She was able to work on some of this on her own without me. So on the days where she didn't need me, she was working on this. But if she needed me on a day that wasn't her day, she would work on the review stuff. So this is definitely a hit. She's able to, look, all the stuff hanging out of it. We're a hands-on manipulative family. So this is just great. And I love the way that they incorporate just conceptualizing math in general. So hit. This was, let me see if I have the original book. Okay, yes. Okay, addition facts that stick. My first grader, we were using this with him after every once he got into addition, after every chapter, we would do a week of these. So he still has week 6 to do, but this is great. This is not needed because in your, the next thing I'm going to talk about with him, but let's see. Okay, this is a hit. We're going to move on to subtraction. I use this because I had it. Let's just say that. Okay, now for math level 1, like I was saying, that addition facts that stick is not needed because there is review embedded in this that you're supposed to do before each lesson. And I just felt like our lessons went quicker if we didn't do those, but then spent a week doing the activities. I hope that makes sense. So instead of doing the review that's embedded before each lesson, like the review game, they're pretty much the same games as addition facts that stick. I opted to not do them before each lesson so that I could get to my other children, and it didn't make our time with mathematics as long. He really did enjoy this because of the manipulatives. Every day he was able to be very like hands-on with his math, and it's teacher intensive, and it could be just because he's not reading as opposed to when my daughter, she's reading better and she's able to go ahead and just self-initiate with her math. Okay, vocabulary workshop. Hit. Fun fact, I used these when I was in school. So this is probably why I didn't go with, what's one of the popular vocabulary things? Wordly-wise. I didn't go with that because this was just familiar to me. I used this when I was in school. So I just thought, hey, you know what? My vernacular, my vocabulary is at a high level, and why not? I'm a product of this, so it worked. I'm going to say that, let me see, she made it to, was this halfway? Yeah. She made it halfway, so this is what she's going to work on during the summer. I started making video recordings of me reading some of the, okay, well, I'll show you this. So the first lesson, the first introduction to the words is a story. So actually the website will read this to your child. There's an audio to it. Then that same day I would have her do this. Again, the website would read that to her and she would fill in the blank. And then the next days, the matching meanings, synonyms, antonyms, I would go ahead and just make a video of me reading it and she would fill in the blank. Like I wouldn't read her the answer, but I would read it to her so that she was able to just focus on the vocabulary, if that makes sense. Then the next day, it's completing the sentence and word associations. And then the next days are word studies. This is just in shades of meaning. The word studies are basically a review because we cover this in her phonics program. The shades of meaning I make it a point to do. I do both of them, but the shades of meaning is good because it kind of challenges her ability to distinguish between how you can use different language figuratively. So that's been fun this year. Now for her language arts, we started out with level 3 because level 4 was cursive and she had not been introduced to cursive yet. And so we did there's 6 books, 6 stories in each book. So there's 36, so it takes you 36 weeks. And so we did book 1, and we also did the library book. What was it called? Like it was like a project, but you read an actual novel and not parts of a story. So that was good. We did grammar, writing. We didn't do the phonics in here because we have our own phonics program. Spelling, reading, and poetry. And I'm happy that we did that because that's not something that we typically would have done without this. So she finished that. That took us basically the whole school year, but it took us the first 4 6-week terms to go through that. I wanted to take my time because she had not had like a lot of writing. We did another program which was basically just narration. So we did take our time with that. She's moved on to this one. We are only on week 1 here. Again, we take our time with it. We're not stressing because then when she goes to the 5th grade one, this is book 2. Well, is this book 2? This is theme 2. Yeah. So when we move on to the 5th grade book, I'm thinking we'll get done this one and another one, and we'll just do the second half of 5th grade. And again, I don't know if you guys have been watching my other videos, but a noun is going to be a noun in 1st grade or 5th grade. A verb is going to be a verb. It doesn't change. The only thing that's really changing is the reading level. And so I don't feel bad, like not actually finishing all 36 weeks in this. The next thing is level B from phonics to reading, going great. I will say, when my daughter has been doing her fluency checks, yeah, you can't see anything here, but so when she was doing the red book level A, her correct accuracy was always usually 100, but her number automatic fluency was pretty low. In this book, her fluency is increasing every time, every week. And so I'm thankful that just the constant review and the constant reminders. I feel like one of the mistakes that I made in the red book was not focusing on spelling. So now I am trying to figure out how to have that focus on spelling, because she's not the best speller. So now that my kindergartner is going to start the yellow book, I think I'm going to figure out how to just put them all on the same spelling path, because she's reading but she's not able to spell. And the same thing is going on with my first grader going to be second grader. They're reading but the spelling is not capturing. Or you guys can help me on this. Just wait until they're done with the phonics program and then focus on spelling. I don't know, but I don't understand. For me, I don't really understand how you can read and not spell, because it's phonics. It all makes sense. It's all being spelled out, sounded out. So I don't know. You guys can help me. I've been watching some videos on all about spelling, right? And it's the same thing. So I'm like, this is incorporated spelling. How can I not make another purchase on a spelling curriculum? Which I think the answer to that is going to be when my kindergartner starts the yellow book, focus on spelling with all of them, because there's spelling lists in there. I didn't say that. There are spelling lists in the in this curriculum. There's word study. What else? Word building. So make sure I'm giving it all to you guys, because there's enough in here that you could totally make this your language arts curriculum. I will say the writing is a little no. There's not enough writing in here for me, but it's enough to, you know what, if the child is just focusing on spelling, that might be focusing on reading, that might just be what you need. But then there's just kind of like you're introducing the sounds, high frequency words, and it says introduce sound spellings. So I think I just need to focus more on that. And then on day 2, there's sounding, spelling, and blending, high frequency words, build fluency, read connected text. On day 4, sound, spelling, building, high frequency words, word sort, word building. On day 4, review sound, spelling, blending, high frequency words, reread context text, and then word study. Day 5, review sound, spelling, blending, word study, high frequency words, writing extension, and then cumulative assessment. So spelling is incorporated in here, but I don't think I did a very good job making that the point that like you're reading, but this is also how you spell it. I hope that makes sense. So I got something for him next year though. And then the last thing I want to bring about is the Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons. Listen, this thing has been through some things. It's been through some things and it's working. I'm super proud of my pre-K-er, and I plan on using this again. I'm gonna have to have it rebound, but he's just doing awesome. I told him if we can make it to lesson 77, then that's when we would move on to the yellow book. I'm gonna keep my word. Also, once you get to lesson 50, okay, lesson 50, it changes. Like the reading the amount that they have to read, it really ups. This is not lesson 50. This is actually lesson 60, but it's pretty much a whole page. So what I started doing was we split it up into 2 days, and then right before the reading selection is like a kind of review of letter sounds. I don't do the review letter sounds. So like day 1 would be all of the letter sounds, all the word reading, introduction to new sound if it's one. Then day 2 would be the review of letter sounds and the reading passage. The passage that we read, I've decided that I'm just going to, I read a sentence, he read a sentence, and we partner read because it's so much. That's not really how the curriculum is made. I probably should stick to those passages, maybe a little longer, but I honestly feel like 2 days on this is fine. He's got the letter sounds, he's reading the words, and that's good enough for him. And then that's it. So let me know how your curriculum is going. If you want any, I think I've done detailed, dedicated videos to each one of these curriculums. If not, ask me in the comments and I'll be sure to get those out to you. If you have any questions, let me know and I will answer them to the best of my ability. I hope you all are doing well, and yeah, here's to finishing year 7 of homeschooling. Year 7 of homeschooling. But anyway, yeah. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Think about subscribing to my channel. Don't forget to drink your water and repent. And God loves you. Bye.